What's going on, guys? My name is Jacob. We're back to a brand new video. Today I'm here to bring you the third episode of the Iceman Returns here at China, and today it is a 25% race, which means we have a 14 lap race ahead of us. And you've just seen the setup that Kimi is running with for this race, and yes, you have noticed that I have changed it to third person once again. And you see Jensen Button is qualified on pole with Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton rounding out the top three, with Fernando Alonso qualifying in fourth, followed by Nicky Rosberg, Kimi Kobayashi, Maldonado in 8th, with Mark Webber and Michael Schumacher in 8th and 9th, with all the rest rounding out the top 10 of the grid for the Chinese Grand Prix here in Shanghai. So obviously the Lotuses didn't have quite a good race here, with Kimi Räikkönen qualifying down in 11th and his teammate Romero qualifying down in 14th. Looking at the race strategy, normal fuel strategy today, and it looks like he will be putting on lap 6 for the primes, and now let's go onto the track. So here we are looking at the grid. You can see Jensen Button there on pole with Kimi Räikkönen in 11th and his teammate Romero in 14th. So now we are on the grid in 11th. Räikkönen just missing out on Q3. Sorry, and now revving up to 5 red lights. You can see he has Michael Schumacher and Paul di Resta ahead of him, and away we go. And he gets a fairly decent start. And he's actually already up into 10th, so he's already got past the rest of it. The rest gets a better start in the second phase, and coming up to the first corner, he goes slightly wide around the outside, just taking it easy, I think, because he doesn't really want to make any contact. And you can see Grosjean there coming up to try and pass him, and Kimi goes up the inside now for turn 2, and coming up to turn 3, you see Alonso, who's sort of been squeezed out, and so he gets up the inside there. Goes around the outside of Alonso, and now goes to the inside of Maldonado up into 5th place from 11th already. But now you can see Fernando Alonso got much better traction than all the other drivers around there, and he just went right around the outside of Räikkönen. And now, as we are going onto lap 2, you can see that there is Alonso. Button leads the race still, and there is Alonso, and he goes around the outside of Nicky Rosberg, but Räikkönen thought, this is my opportunity, and it went up the inside of both of them, so it moves up into 4th place as he passed Nicky Rosberg and Fernando Alonso in one move. But I think it's because Rosberg was focusing too much on Alonso and Alonso was focusing too much on Rosberg, so Räikkönen just thought, thanks boys, I'll just go up the inside there, and now he's up into 4th place. And now on lap 6, he does, coming into the pit lane, he does a Lewis Hamilton from 2007, but that shouldn't lose him too much time, as he's still ahead of Fernando Alonso, which is the driver he was ahead of anyway. But the Lotus are going to be strapping on a set of the prime tyres here to Räikkönen's car, as you can see now coming into the pits, and it's looked like a fairly slick pit stop until he gets held up now, and that means Michael Schumacher has even got ahead, as well as Fernando Alonso, I believe. So now he goes back up into the rich mix, and there's that Senna there. But coming into the first corner, Räikkönen is so much better, has so much more confidence. He goes at the inside of Senna and Schumacher, and back up into 10th place. And ahead of him now is Fernando Alonso. But I don't know whether Alonso will be able to stay ahead. And now you can see on lap 7, Alonso is still ahead, and there are some drivers in the pit lane, and it depends where Räikkönen will come out. And there is, I believe that is Mark Webber there, and it is, and Räikkönen goes around the outside of Webber, and Alonso sort of losing back end as he gets past Webber, but nevertheless he is still moved up to 5th place. And coming up to turn 3, I think he might have a look at Rosberg. He is doing well at the moment, but I don't know how long Rosberg will be able to stay ahead, as Räikkönen now goes up the inside straight up into turn 3, and he gets back up into 4th place. So he's obviously had a very good race, and obviously finishing 4th in the first race of his comeback, and then winning the second race of his comeback. He's doing well, and actually in the championship. But coming up to lap 11, he makes some mistakes. He hits a bollard at the final corner, and that means he has dropped down, and at the moment he's dropped down to 7th. but Michael Schumacher is now coming up close behind him, and he actually pulled out to the left hand side, and Grosjean's coming very quick as well, but Schumacher backs out of it. And obviously he's a 7-time champion. He hasn't won all those championships for nothing. And now going on to lap 13, the penultimate lap, and Raikkonen now gets the DRS up and he is up in 7th gear, and he's been mighty here all weekend. So I would expect him to make a pass, but he misjudges his braking point, and he accidentally forces Nico Rosberg off the track. Mark Webber gets a better pass, but that yields Kimi Raikkonen a penalty, and that means for causing a collision and for forcing Rosberg off the track. So that means Kimi Raikkonen will have 20 seconds added on to his race time at the end, which could mean he won't finish in 6th place. But Kimi across the line now. Does Raikkonen finish in 6th place? No, he doesn't. He finishes down in 15th, which means he actually lost 4 places compared to his actual qualifying position, and he actually didn't finish ahead of Nico Rosberg because Nico Rosberg finished in 7th. But now you can see the race results. The two McLarens of Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton got a 1-2 here, and Sebastian Vettel finished in 3rd, with Fernando Alonso in 4th, Mark Webber in 5th, 6th is Nico Rosberg, 7th is Michael Schumacher, and then it is 8th Kuma Kobayashi, and then rounding out the top 10 it is Romero Grosjean and Pastor Maldonado. So it's quite interesting to see the difference between the Ferraris, and there was no DNFs in this race, as you can see everyone finished the race. And now as we look at the drivers' standings, you can see that Kimi Raikkonen has actually lost the lead in the Drivers' Championship. That is now taken over by Lewis Hamilton, followed by Sebastian Vettel, who is in 2nd, and Kimi Raikkonen has dropped down to 3rd. The rest you can see, and now onto the constructors' standings, you can see that McLaren lead the way now instead of Lotus, ahead of Red Bull with Lotus in 3rd, and it is Ferrari, Mercedes, Sauber, Williams, Toro Rosso, and Force India at the last point was in 9th, with Caterham in 11th and HRT in 12th. But that's been it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please give it a big like, comment down below what you thought, subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 content. You can follow me on Twitter @ofpentrode_. As always, there is a link to that down in the description. But also, if you want to get a partner of Freedom, then there's also a link to that down in the description. And if you want to know what the music is, then I will leave all the music I use in this video down in the description. But that's been it for me, so I will see you next time.